With the upcoming release of Imaginary and Five Nights at Freddy becoming the biggest horror movie of 2023, followed by Megan at number 3, it's safe to say that killer dolls are back and ready to scar a whole new generation of young, fragile minds. Killer doll movies tap into a primal fear, the fear of inanimate objects coming to life and posing a threat. This fear resonates with an audience on a psychological level, playing on the uncanny and challenging the notion of safety in everyday objects. This theme and its success has spilled over into other forms of media, including literature, television, and video games. The concept of malevolent dolls has inspired writers, show creators, and game developers to explore similar themes in their respective mediums. After you're done watching Imaginary, and if you are looking for more killer dolls to watch, here are 5 more killer doll movies that you may not have or probably heard of. Benny Loves You. This horror comedy was released in 2019 and gained attention for its quirky premise and its blend of humor with horror elements that might cause a chill to go down your spine when you hear what sounds like an Elmo doll going off in the middle of the night by itself. Slacker Jack works at a toy company, and after his parents tragically die in an accident, he is forced to confront the reality of adult responsibilities, including taking care of the family home. In an attempt to declutter his life and move on, Jack decides to throw away his childhood stuffed animal, Benny. However, Benny is not your typical toy. The moment Jack discards Benny, the stuffed animal comes to life with malevolent intent. Benny becomes a homicidal plush toy, and chaos ensues as he starts eliminating anyone he perceives as a threat to his relationship with Jack. As Benny wreaks havoc, Jack finds himself in a comedic and horrifying struggle to survive. The film cleverly blends horror elements with dark humor, exploring the consequences of refusing to let go of childhood attachments and the unexpected dangers that can come from seemingly harmless things. The practical effects used to bring Benny to life and create chaos in the story contribute to the movie's experience that appeals to fans of both horror and comedy genres. While Benny Loves You may not be a big budget production, its inventive concept finds a way to turn a nostalgic symbol of comfort, a stuffed animal, into a source of terror. The Pit. 1981's The Pit has gained a cult following over the years for its unique and somewhat bizarre premise, and while the disformed, creepy, and probably sexually assaulted teddy bear is not the antagonist of the film, it does play a role in its outcome. Sort of. Socially awkward and disturbed young boy Jamie, played brilliantly by Sammy Snyders, struggles with social isolation and bullying in his everyday life. His sexual predator behavior and strange occurrences that seem to happen around him raise concern amongst those in the community. Throughout the film, there is a blurred line between reality and Jamie's imagination, creating a sense of psychological horror, leaving you with that dirty feeling and the question, I wonder if this kid turned out to be a serial killer in real life. Jamie discovers a pit in the woods inhabited by strange creatures that only he can communicate with through his teddy bear. As he navigates the challenges of adolescence, the creatures advise him to feed them with the flesh of humans who have wronged him or others. This leads Jamie to engage in disturbing and violent behavior as he tries to satisfy the demands of the pit-dwelling creatures. The film's low-budget nature is evident, and some of the aspects of the production may feel dated to the modern audiences. However, this adds a certain charm to the movie, contributing to its cult status. The practical effects used to bring the creatures in the pit to life are both creepy and intriguing, showcasing the creativity of the filmmakers given their limited resources. While The Pit may not be a mainstream horror classic, it has found a place in the hearts of fans who appreciate its eccentricities. If you enjoy offbeat horror with a psychological edge, The Pit might be worth a watch for its unique take on the genre. Keep in mind that the film's appeal may vary depending on the individual's preference for unconventional storytelling and low-budget aesthetics. Forget Annabelle, Chucky, and Chauncey and Blumhouse's Imaginary. We all know that the scariest doll in a film that scarred many of our childhoods is the clown doll from Poltergeist. Italian director Umberto Lenzi looked to further terrorize us in 1988's Ghost House. The horrors of the opening scene, while subtle, set the stage for the terror that we are about to endure in the film. After the film's opening, we fast forward ahead where radio operator Paul intercepts a distress call of two people screaming from an abandoned, dilapidated house, and he and his girlfriend Martha decide to investigate. In classic 80s fashion, the couple encounter an angry old caretaker who warns them to stay away, but they ignore his warnings and continue ahead to the home, where they encounter a group of friends who broke into the house to explore. It isn't long before they each begin to encounter a vengeful, malevolent force of a little girl and her clown doll, who goes on a deadly rampage, trapping them inside the home with nightmarish visions, causing them to doubt their own eyes. But as the mystery of the haunted house and the origins of the curse gradually unfold, revealing its dark and tragic history, there may be no one left by the time she is done. While Ghost House does borrow some elements from Poltergeist, paying tribute to the film without stealing scenes and creating a cheap ripoff, the film blends elements of a haunted house horror with a malevolent doll trope, creating a suspenseful and atmospheric experience typical of 1980s horror movies. Twilight Zone's Living Doll. The Twilight Zone often explored psychological and supernatural themes, and The Living Doll is a classic example of how the series used everyday objects and situations to create tension and provoke thought about human behavior and relationships. In the 1963 Twilight Zone episode, Eric Streeter is unhappy with his wife Annabelle's close relationship with her daughter Christy. To make matters worse, Annabelle buys a talking doll named Talkie Tina for Christy. Eric, already frustrated with family life, becomes increasingly disturbed when he believes that the doll is speaking directly to him and expressing a dislike for him. Despite Eric's attempts to get rid of the doll, Talkie Tina continues to torment him with threats and eerie statements. Eric becomes paranoid and desperate, trying to convince his wife that the doll is evil. However, his pleas fall on deaf ears as Annabelle believes that Eric is simply being unreasonable. In a chilling climax, Eric confronts Talkie Tina in an attempt to destroy her. The episode concludes with a memorable line from the doll.
My name is Talkie Tina. And you'd better be nice to me.
Hi, my name is Teresa, and I'm a good girl. Nahuli mo ako!
Before there was Megan, there was Maria, Leonora, Teresa. This Filipino horror film goes places where no horror movie has gone before, and those who are sensitive to the death of children will quickly be thrust into this tragic story of grief and the lengths a parent will go to ease their suffering. The film brings an 80s-like eerie atmosphere with creepy dolls as the central elements of the story. A psychiatrist creates dolls resembling 3 little girls who died in a tragic accident and gifts them to their parents as a part of an experiment to help ease the grieving process and speed up the recovery. However, the dolls seem to have a life of their own and begin killing anyone who threatens to break their bond with their parents. As the family grapples with paranormal activity and the malevolent dolls, they are forced to confront the sins of their past and find a way to appease the spirits seeking retribution. Maria, Leonora, Teresa combines horror, drama, and some 80s-inspired quirkiness using the eerie presence of dolls to create tension and fear. Fans of killer doll movies from the 80s and Megan, who have been thirsty for more, will find this doll movie a must-add to their collection. And in the meantime, it's easy to watch and it's available on YouTube for free. Do you agree with our list, or is there something missing? If there is, be sure to check out the first killer doll movie list that we did last year. Or drop what would be on your top 5 doll movies that people should check out. Now, if you're not subscribed, please do that. Don't forget to drop a like. And as always, we thank you for tuning in to each video. And until the next, see ya.